Hi everybody. How are we doing today? We are going to make a sign. We're going to make a sign that says, "Hold on while I overthink this." This is going to be the sign. See, it's take off this sticker here. So this is what the back of the sign looks like. It'll have this little, what is that called? Twine. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like a burlap twine, like a rope twine that will hold it for hanging. And it's got the rustic look to it. I love the rustic look. How many of you like the rustic look? So I'm using Cricut vinyl. This is going to be for another project that I'm wanting to do. I'm thinking about making like this chalkboard. Oh wait, this way because the tag is up there. So I'm thinking about making like this chalkboard and then put a rooster or a cow or something right there. And then I can add little flowers or whatever if I want, or little rooster decals or something. But that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do with this. We'll see. But for today, we're going to put vinyl decal on this sign. We're going. So I cut it out in my Cricut. And I'm going to show you how we do this. So, I usually have a tool, but I don't have the tool. So, anyway, we're going to peel this vinyl back. How is everybody today? Excuse my hand here. Y'all already know what happened to my hand. I saw the neurologist yesterday, and he put me in this and on some medications, and that's all I'm going to say about that. So, this is, you know, doing these things one-handed. And of course, I don't know what I did with my scissors, but let's see. We're going to fold that up like that so it stays where it belongs. Do this one-handed here. This would be easier with my right hand, but I don't want to irritate my right hand, so. Wait. There should be a dot there. No, there shouldn't. Okay. The vinyl that I am using is Oracal 651. See, it's a permanent vinyl. And like I said, I cut it with my Cricut machine. And now I'm doing what they call weeding. That's where you take the vinyl you're not going to use off and hope that all the letters stayed on. So there we go. Now if I was trying to make a stencil, I would have done what they call reverse weeding, and that's where this would have been left on the backing and the letters would have been picked up, and that's how I would make a stencil. But the lady that wants the sign doesn't want a stencil on the board. She doesn't want me to paint it. She wants the decals, so yeah, that's how I would do a stencil. Throw that into my little garbage section over there. And then we're going to come over here. And I don't know. I know I should know, but I don't know what I did. Wait. See? That's what I mean about make sure. that things stay like they're supposed to. Because there's a little dot for the eye there. That needs to stay there. Okay. And I'm going to check my bag over here and see if my weeding tool is in here. Sorry, bear with me here. Okay, I couldn't find my weeding tool, but I found my reverse tweezers. So I will use my reverse tweezers, which I love my reverse tweezers because they're closed until you press them, unlike regular tweezers that they're open until you press them. Okay, so let's remove what we don't want. Let's do this left-handed here. So don't want this in the middle. So we're going to remove that. And something I can put it on because it's something that can probably be used later. Most people do their tutorials where they don't show you this part, but I'm showing you this part so you kind of can see. So if you ever decide to get a Cricut, or you have a Cricut, like, and you're scared to get into using it, don't. Just do it. It's the best thing I can tell you, is just do it. If you're thinking about getting a Cricut, and you can afford it, do it. It's a very good investment. Especially if you have children or grandchildren. So I'm just taking the little pieces and I'm putting them over on this other thing over here so that I don't end up with a bunch of vinyl pieces stuck to my body and stuck places. Like that. Stuck on my thumb. Now it's stuck. I know my workbench is a little messy, but that's because I've got a couple of things I'm wanting to do here. So, okay, I think that's everything, right? Let's see. The O, the D, the O, the dots on the I. Okay, and it's going to go right here, and it's going to say, hold on, I need to overthink this. Which is, fits me. So I think it's cool that it fits her. That saying is like so me. So anyway, we're going to take some Cricut contact paper. And because I don't want to waste the paper, I'm going to mark it down. And I know that right here, you can also use contact paper. And I'm just putting a little tiny slit just to mark, and then I will cut it with my trimmer. So that it's a straighter line. And so that it's not so much on my hand. So now, where did my markings go? I'll pay for all this lifting later, but okay, what did I do? See, there we go. this in here. Put that right there. That's my cut mark. Make sure it's straight. Lisa, if you're watching, this is your sign that I'm making. So now I have this for later for other decals. Now I'm going to turn this. I'm going to line it up to the cut mark, which is definitely right there. Yes. And I'm going to sink my blade. I'm going to go one way, and I'm going to go the other. And this is another good piece now. So now this should fit on that. A little tip when using transfer tape, because that's what this is called. It's not called contact paper. It's called transfer tape. Because this is the actual Cricut brand transfer tape. But, and it's extra sticky. So, if you think it's going to be too strong, like once you get this up onto it, if you think that that's not going to release it easy for you, you can take your contact paper and stick it to your shirt or something to remove a little bit of the stickiness and make it a little easier. So that's what I'm going to do. But first I have to get it off of the backing. And this really needs to... See, I keep my... I'm rolling this to try and get it straight. So it'll lay flat when I'm doing this. Oh, that's better. It's not perfect. So, what does everybody have planned for Father's Day? I don't have... I'm going to go see my son and my granddaughter. And my son's grandfather's, his father's side of the family. My father has passed away, and I never knew my father, so I really don't have a father. I had a biological father, and he's passed away, like I said. This is kind of a pain in the butt, but if you keep folding it back and forth, like this, and then like this, and like this, eventually you'll get it lifted up. Eventually. Here we go. Here we go. We're getting it. I see it. Takes a lot of patience to do this stuff. There we go. Okay. See, this is really super sticky. And I will save this piece, because when I'm done, I will put this back on here for future use. So, is that ripping? It's ripping. Why is it ripping? Probably because of that cut I did. Yep. So, what I need to do is do it this way. I'm making more of a project out of this than it really is. It's really a lot easier than I'm making it look. And if I was doing my right hand, you wouldn't see all this crazy trying to figure out how to do this. If anybody is interested in signs, I do sell them. And just hit me up on Facebook. I can pretty much do Any design, as long as it's not copyrighted. Like, in other words, I won't do Disney. Because I don't want Disney coming after me. I know you see a lot of other people out there that do Disney stuff. And that's their thing. Okay, so now that I've put this on my shirt, it should be a little less sticky. And yes, you're going to see hair things. So I'm going to lay this in the middle like that. I'm going to go like that. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to go from the center so it doesn't bubble. And I'm going to go out. And there's a hair there. It will not be on the project because it's stuck to the transfer tape. It's not stuck to the gosh, this is so difficult with one hand. My brain doesn't even want to work. It isn't stuck to the actual decal. It is only stuck if anybody's interested on using Design Space to make things like this, let me know. I'll show you how to do that. I have videos on that. If you like my videos, subscribe to my channel. I have like 23 subscribers. I'm open to more. Okay. Now, we're going to turn it upside down. We're going to move this sign so I have a flat surface. And I'm going to burnish it on this side just to help me out a little. Okay. Now, see how this is overhanging? That is so. If I take and I peel this paper back, and then you see how I need to get all this stuff out of my way. See how it's kind of at a 45-degree angle here? That is because hopefully everything, look, it's coming off real nicely. The more of an angle that you have it, the easier it will be to come off of there. Now I can do these for like truck windows, you can do decals for truck windows, like I did one Pirate Confederate flag for my son. That's what he wanted, so I did one for his little truck. Now, try to do this without. Now we're going to lay this down. And we're going to take this and we're going to do it in half again. Excuse my head while I get in here and make sure I'm lining this up right. Let's see. I want it right there like that. So, we're going to... See, this has lines too for the grid. Has a grid on it. Uh-oh, I didn't want it moved. And then from the center, like I said, this is 651, is a permanent vinyl, so that means it can go outside. Some people seal their vinyls, some people do not. I heard it's not good to, so I don't seal them. I heard the vinyl needs to breathe. So, now that I did that, now I'm going to go and I'm just going to go over the letters, just this is called burnishing. I'm just trying to burnish those letters on there. See how this has like a bunch of little grooves and stuff? So I gotta make sure that the glue from the decal is actually getting into all that. Do you see how there's cracks in here? And they're sticky on the back? That's on that crack. Because it's solid here, I'm not really going to worry. But if it wasn't solid, once I did this, I would turn it over and I would take like baby powder and I would sprinkle baby powder over it. And the reason I would do that is so that the baby powder would get on the back here where I don't, that way no cat hair, dog hair, anything that's floating around in the breeze or anything would get stuck and start showing and keep making it look dirty. So this would be really good project, summer project to do with your grandkids. It's really quite easy if you have a Cricut or your children, if you're a mom of small children. See, I'm thinking maybe I should put a little powder up under in there after I get it on good, because I don't want anything to get up in there. You know, dust and hair and all that. Oh, there it is. I was starting to think that I missed the T thing that crosses, but I didn't. There it is. Okay, so we got to get that down in there. Make sure it's sticking good. And this can be done with all kinds of different color vinyls. I have purple, I have orange, I have silver looking color, I have blue, black. It would be really cool painted on too. So this is going to be the fun part when I go to start peeling this off. Maybe this project will be one of my really simple ones where I'm not fighting with it to keep it on there. But we'll see. Okay, I think I burnished it pretty good. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at the vinyl in there, and I'm trying to see if like the vinyl has like indentions from the sign, because then that would tell me that it got in there pretty good. Like, see that end? I can see. You probably can't, but I can see. Now, I didn't come up with this saying. This was a Pinterest saying, something on Pinterest that the lady who wanted the sign saw and wanted me to replicate for her, so I'm doing that. I would give credit to who came up with this saying or design if I knew who it was, but I don't know who it was. It was not me, though. I'm not taking credit for that. Okay, let's try this, guys. So, I'm going to take and pick up... Oh no, did I put the contact paper on so good it doesn't want to come off? Alright, so the contact paper at a 45... Oh, see, look. It doesn't want to stay there. burnish that good. It wants to come up. I will re-burnish it when I... See how I'm doing it at a wig... Oh. See, you gotta go slow and you gotta go easy. Look at that eye. This would be so much easier if I could just use my right hand. And see how I'm kind of wiggling it? See how in that O, I don't know if you guys can see, but I can see the lines. See how the H, you can see all the little things? That, like I said earlier, is how I know that it's pretty well stuck on there pretty good. Sometimes you gotta kind of guide the letter to do what you want by re-burnishing. Sometimes if you take this, it'll make it easier too, but it's hard with my hand because that kind of pushes. It's not going to do it for that one. So let's... Okay, let's switch this around so I can work with my left hand. This is how I make signs, guys. This is how I do it. If I'd have done the stencil, I would just be painting all these letters. Which I'll do one with a stencil. And I just ripped the letter. That's not cool. Lisa, I just ripped your letter. What did I do with my tweezers? Y'all do know that I'm like scatterbrain, right? Are y'all getting aggravated watching me? I would be if I was watching this. I would want to be reaching in and taking over. That's why my friend Tammy called me a mean teacher. Because it was all I could do not to just take over her project. Just reach in and take over. Yeah, I have control issues, I think. Okay, let's get this show on the road. Come on, stay on there. Don't do that to me. See, I shouldn't have to guide this like this. I have a feeling I should have prepped this board or something so that that glue sticks better to the surface. Because now my E is funky. Oh, I'm going to pay for using this hand later. Of course, the pretty word is going to be the word that gives me the hard time, right? See, in little slats, I should have made it so it's not quite. There we go. So if you're doing this and like you get any bubbles, depending on the bubble, you can take, like if it's just an itty bitty tiny air bubble, you can take a little stick pin, you know, like one of those little sewing stick pins, and pop the bubble and then press it out. Hopefully we won't have to do any of that though, because this is not like, I should have de-stuck the transfer tape better. When it comes up like that, it's usually not burnished very good. So let's burnish that a little better. Lay that flat to come off of there. So this transfer tape has pulled up some of my paint off my board. That's how strong it is. But what we're going to do, because I don't want it to keep sticking to whatever already had off. We're getting rid of that. And we're sticking it back on what it came off of. Okay. Let me double check to make sure this is still recording. It is, okay. If you guys have questions, please ask them. If you have comments, you know, I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to conversation. You know, I will respond if you message me. Okay, see, this tape is so sticky that it's pulling my paint off of my sign.